Ruin, devastation, loss. These are the consequences of the increased severity and frequency of the world's natural disasters caused by climate change. On September 1st of 2019, Category 5 Hurricane Dorian pummeled the Bahamas northern islands Abaco and Grand Bahama with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour and flattened entire communities.
We are particularly vulnerable in the Bahamas. We're one of the most low-lying countries in the world, and we live in a very hurricane-prone area. So we are doubly vulnerable when it comes to climate change impacts.
With such devastating impacts, teachers and students of affected schools struggle to cope with the aftermath.
We are trying our best to go back to normalcy for both students and staff.
Hurricane Dorian was extremely damaging for Forest Heights. We're closed for the entire school year. There will not be school. We don't have power, we don't have water. Most of our classrooms were heavily damaged by water with the loss of the shingles. A lot of the ceilings have fallen in. So right now we're closed and my students and teachers have dispersed around the country.
My school's pretty much not there. Most of the classrooms are still intact, but a lot of the roofing is gone, so it still has most of its walls.
It's going to have to be funding that the schools need to rebuild.
It could be assisting us with supplies, for example, or it could just be delivering the message and conveying the message to everyone else about the situation in our school.
It's like global and community support is super important, as well as financial donations, and just like sending good vibes to the people of Abaco and Forest Heights and stuff like that.
The Foundation for Environmental Education, FEE, through its programs has been supporting global efforts to educate the youth and increase awareness in climate change mitigation, and has launched a campaign to support our Bahamian community in this time of need.
Following Hurricane Dorian and its devastating effects on the northern Bahamas and the destruction of 12 eco-schools in those islands, FEE, together with our member organization in the Bahamas, BREEF, have decided to initiate a campaign, Eco Schools Children for Children, to support the reconstruction of these schools in the northern Bahamas. We feel that with this campaign we have the chance to teach children all around the world about the effects of climate change. We also think that this is a chance to teach children about the things that they can actually do. One is to create more resilience within their communities and schools to deal with these kind of events, but also what are the things that we can do to try and reduce the frequency of these events. And lastly, we need to talk about empathy. We need to talk about solidarity within our network, where children think about other children even if they've never met them in their lives.
There's this amazing network of schools and educators and children in the country that participate in the Eco Schools initiative. What BREEF is doing that's very dynamic is leveraging this network to now build support for affected communities. We're seeing students develop their leadership. We're seeing opportunities for students to help one another and to think about this serious threat that we're facing as a country in climate change, putting young people at the front of that discussion and of solving that amazingly challenging issue that we're facing.
Eco Schools, I think that we're all a really cool community, and we have a different outlook on the way that this whole situation has played out. So I think that just like having that community support is super important right now.
We are all in this fight together to create awareness for our environment, to ensure that we can have a clean, healthy environment for the future. So as Eco Schools, it would be awesome if we all come together.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your contribution, your time and efforts in relation to this campaign.
Hope lies in the hearts of many, filled with the inspiration of young minds to power our future and create positive change. Take part and offer a helping hand.